So, recent orc uprisings in southern Lordaeron have forced the Alliance to take decisive measures. To contain the orcish threat, King Tyrannus, who was an important character in Warcraft 2, has sent two of the realm's greatest paladins, his son, Prince Arthas, and the legendary Uther the Lightbringer, who was also in Warcraft, to deal with the orcs once and for all.
Welcome, Prince Arthas. The men and I are honored by your presence.
Can the formalities, Uther. I'm not king yet. It's good to see you.
You too, lad. I'm pleased that King Tyrannus sent you to help me.
Father still hopes your patience and experience might rub off on me.
It is a father's right to dream, isn't it?
Look, here's where we stand. Our scouts have confirmed that there is an orc encampment hidden somewhere over the next ridge.
As I suspected.
It gets worse. They're preparing to attack the nearby village of Strombrad. As far as we know, the village is completely defenseless.
I need to move against the orcs' base immediately. Can you handle Strombrads' defense on your own?
Of course, Uther. Don't worry about me.
Good. Meet me at the orc camp once you've saved the village. Be careful, Arthas.
Alright. So this is kind of similar to the tutorial level, actually. I'm thinking they kind of meant for, like, this to be kind of a tutorial level, and then decided to make actually a formal tutorial. Because there's not any building, like, construction or anything, and in the next level they're kind of it. Like, it's interesting. But yeah, so here we are. I may have this be a new video, so if it is, welcome back, everybody. If not, welcome to the second half of the video. I may cut out the tutorial stuff into like a separate video, but I think I kind of want to make a pretty good length video for the first one just to get through the first part of the game. So next level will definitely be a separate video. So yeah.
Greetings, friend.
Here we are, all these different guys of dialogue as you past them, whatever. So yeah, so basically I'm here to kill some orc stragglers that are harassing villages and stuff. And this is relevant because,
We'll fight for Lordaeron. Get your
well, Thrall's group of orcs have already left. They're just gone.
The light is my strength.
Is this on hard difficult?
Certainly.
I recall that on easy they give you 4 there.
Certainly. Of course.
But maybe I'm wrong.
A sound plan.
Please, you're my only hope. A group of gnolls kidnapped my little Timmy and took him to their hideout in the forest. Could you find him and bring him home?
Side quest.
Certainly.
Side questing's pretty important, actually.
A sound plan.
I kind of think that this format of displaying messages in RTSs is archaic and actually kind of sloppy.
Help me, please. I'm trapped
I
in
mean,
the cave.
it's infinitely better than Warcraft 2, but
Certainly.
this game has aged, and that's one of the places where you can definitely see it. So this game, it's interesting because it's much slower paced than StarCraft. As you can see, things take damage quite a bit slower, and you have a lot more time to react.
I want to go home.
But there still is a lot of micro in your spell management and everything else.
Oh, thanks so much. I have a reward for you.
So this first level is a little slow, which is why I wanted to put it in the tutorial video as well, because it is basically another level. This is introducing their interesting quest system. This was something that was brand new to the RTS genre. So the point of this is like, oh, you go through this village, and there's all this interesting dialogue and good graphics, and oh look, there's a triggered event where you get extra units and stuff. That's pretty cool. Oh, this person who gives you a quest? Wait, there are quests? This is an RTS.
Certainly.
And so there's actually going to be a second optional quest on this level.
Certainly.
Save us. Get it's a trap.
And then there's just side events too. This isn't a quest or anything, it's just a thing. Yeah, so we are playing Arthas, who's the Prince of Lordaeron. Actually, if I zoom in like that, it's really loud. And yeah, as the prince, he is heir to the throne and all that good princey jazz. Devotion aura is insane. Okay, so right now they're reducing 11%.
Justice shall be done.
Yes, my liege.
Now producing now reducing 17%.
stand for
It's
the law.
actually pretty significant.
For
Like,
honor.
Divine Shield is pretty cool.
Certainly.
It's actually like pretty strong. It makes them temporarily invincible for like 3 or 4 seconds. But it's just a hero. They'll just attack your units instead and do a bunch of damage. Devotion aura is like completely busted. Okay, so normally they run away, but you can just intercept them here.
Stole my ledger.
Oh, fair
I
enough.
will lose my entire farm. Please, retrieve it from their camp. It means so much to us.
I recall there being a way to bug their AI so that
Sound plan.
you just fight him like here. But yeah. So another optional quest. Again, though, this was like the first time that a game, specifically an RTS, and not the first time a game, but first time an RTS had these kinds of elements added to it. So it's pretty interesting. I'm not gonna go on this rant now, because I could easily do that, and I think that would be uninteresting and bad. However, one thing that I will say is, I firmly believe that Warcraft 3 was meant to be a transition for the Warcraft series. It was meant to kind of be like a giant advertisement. That's a little loud. It's supposed to be a giant advertisement for World of Warcraft, which they were already working on. There's several reasons I believe that. I'll probably make a video on it in the future, and it's kind of why I don't like Warcraft 3 as much as Warcraft 2. But
Sound plan.
the questy-like RPG elements that they did put into this did make it a very fun and engaging game. So that's all I'm going to say on it for now. I'm going to try not to talk about it for the rest of the playthrough. But yeah, so normally he gives you a tome there. And in the original Reign of Chaos, you had to use tomes in your inventory. In Frozen Throne, tomes just became like power-up items on the ground, and when you grabbed it, tome of strength, so it increases your strength. Which is actually insane, because the primary attribute increases your damage for heroes, so the fact that it's strength also increased my damage, which is... That's why these side quests are like totally worth doing. Is by like the end of a campaign, you end up making your hero do like 10 extra damage and absorb 15% more. Like, it's just so much stronger if you do all the side quests. And heroes are very important in this. But yeah, so originally like the tome items were items that you had to use in your inventory here, but in Frozen Throne they became power-ups where you just click on it. Oh, I believe you have just enough time to heal them there.
It's already begun.
Arms, my brothers.
But yeah,
A sound plan.
but yeah, so you would have to use them, but in Frozen Throne they became power-ups where you could just click on them on the ground. So in this game, like if you have the Frozen Throne installed, which I do, it gives all the quality of life changes, including that. So you just like get
Of course.
a random it's like, oh, what, I don't know what I got there, and then it tells you though, which it told you anyways. But
Of course.
there's this graveyard here. As I recall, there was some way to get ghosts to appear here as like an Easter egg, but you don't get any items for it, so kind of doesn't do anything.
Certainly.
Um,
For honor.
so yeah.
Certainly. Feel my wrath. Of course. For honor.
No, don't stop following, idiot.
I, my lord. I'm here to help.
But yeah, so that was like totally a thing. You can save a couple extra villagers, but again, I don't think it actually makes a difference. Arthas is running really low on mana.
Of course. Certainly.
Oh, there being something there. Oh, also, this has been a Warcraft Easter egg since I believe Warcraft 2. Just click on them. Like a bunch of times. They explode. And it's not like a little explosion. That's like an explosion.
For honor. Justice shall be done.
Yeah, so that was one of the changes. One of the other changes between Frozen Throne and Reign of Chaos is you couldn't queue up upgrades before. You could only queue up units on a building. So if you wanted to do an upgrade, you had to like clear the queue, and you couldn't queue up anything after it either. And that's pretty annoying. And so in Frozen Throne, you can. Now, fortunately, if you have the Frozen Throne installed, it makes playing Reign of Chaos a lot better because you get those quality of life changes. I find that pretty cool that they gave you the QOL changes for the Reign of Chaos campaign, because it makes playing through the whole campaign better.
Of course.
Pretty easy level for level 1.
A sound plan.
You notice there's like a little bit of blind. It's not. It doesn't have to do with undead stuff. It's just there for.
Bless you, Prince Arthas. But what about the others who were taken away?
Don't worry, son. We'll find them and bring them home safe.
Prince Arthas, Lord Uther needs you at the Orc encampment immediately.
Never a dull moment. Let's get moving.
Alright, so this will end the first or second video, depending on how I intended to cut it up. So yeah. With this, I will continue. I believe if I hit OK... Oh, you know what? There's a loading screen between each level. Perfect. That's where I'll make my transition. Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. Lawless here, just doing a nice closing statement here. I would very much appreciate if you would like and subscribe my videos. I know every YouTuber says this, but it really truly makes a huge difference. So there's annotation up by the YouTube button that will subscribe. You can also go to my Twitter. There will be a link on that annotation as well. And there should be a link or annotation somewhere on this image slate for seeing the next video in this series. So thanks so much, and I hope to see you in the next video.